Hello and welcome to Devil's Advocate. Is there a chance the Bharatiya Janata Party could accept the Indo-US nuclear deal? Issues I shall explore today with former Foreign Minister Yashwant Sinha. Mr. Sinha, is the party trying to find a way of accepting the nuclear deal?
No, we are allowing anyone who wants to explain the advantages of the deal and tell us about them. But as we have understood this deal and the 123 agreement, I don't think there is any scope for change in our attitude.
You talk of people permitted to persuade you. Are you under pressure from the Americans to shift your position and accept the deal?
It will be wrong to say that we are under pressure, but if American diplomats or former diplomats like Henry Kissinger want to meet BJP leaders and want to explain the deal, it will not be polite on our part to say no. So we are meeting with them and listening to them.
You mean this is just politeness on your part?
It is giving them an opportunity. If they have something to tell us, then we are prepared to listen.
Are they arm twisting?
No, there is no question. We are not in government. What will they get out of it?
Do they have persuasive arguments?
I don't know. I've heard about the meeting that American ambassador had with the leader of opposition, Mr. Advani, and the party president, Mr. Rajnath Singh.
And he'll be meeting you on Monday?
He'll be meeting me on Monday, and I'll listen to him. And maybe we'll discuss it in some greater detail and see what their point of view is and explain to them what our point of view is.
Is there any leeway, any give on your side?
There is nothing that I can see as a give on our side.
As of now?
As of now.
So there is room to be persuaded?
You know, we have clearly said that there are elements in the 123 agreement also which are not acceptable to us. So it's not merely the Hyde Act and the entire set of American legislation.
Let's pull back and take a look, in fact, at the BJP's attitude to the 123 and the Hyde Act and the nuclear deal as a whole. The problem is that you are the authors of the relationship with the United States, which is culminating in the nuclear deal, and yet today you've become the chief opponents of your own vision for the future. It's a ridiculous position for the BJP to be in.
Let me take a little bit of your time and explain our point of view, okay? And I hope you'll bear with me on this. We are also the party which, when in government, went for nuclear tests in 1998, okay? And we declared that India was now a nuclear weapon state. We enunciated our nuclear doctrine while in power, and this government has followed that same nuclear doctrine. You know what the nuclear doctrine is? No first use, non-use against non-nuclear weapon states, and inflicting unacceptable damage on a country which attacks it with nuclear weapons. Okay, now just give me a moment. This is very important. Out of this flows the concept of the credible minimum deterrent. The credibility of our deterrent therefore assumes supreme importance. And if that credibility is adversely affected by any arrangement, then that is something which is not acceptable to us. And when you say that we are authors of what? We are authors of a better relationship with the US.
Absolutely.
We are not denying it even at this.
All of that is now being recognized de facto for sure, maybe even de jure. And Henry Kissinger last week said that there's no impact on the deterrent. So accept them and go ahead.
No, we can't accept it because a ban on our nuclear tests will affect the credibility of our deterrent. That's our point of view. Just a moment. And, you know, it's entirely wrong and even mischievous to suggest that because we advocated a better relationship with the US, this means that we sacrifice our national interest and accept the deal.
Let me put it like this. Can you deny that a large section, if not a majority, of your middle-class constituency is troubled by your initial hostility, perhaps even your belligerence to the deal? They want you to take a more accommodating stand.
Not
your
at all.
Own people want it.
Not at all. Absolutely wrong. This is absolutely
You don't believe that your voters in your constituency want a more accommodating stand?
The voters in my constituency, forget about...
Not your personal constituency, the party's constituency.
No, the middle class understands one simple fact, that India should not become a subservient state to any other country.
Let me put it like this. Your former National Security Advisor Brajesh Mishra has said, and I quote, "If I were to get credible guarantees from the government about the integrity of what we had left behind 3.5 years ago, then I would say go forward with the deal." Can the BJP adopt that approach?
That's the approach that we have adopted right from the beginning.
So if you get a guarantee from the government, you can go ahead?
No, it's not a question of getting a guarantee from the government in the face of US legislation and in the face of US
Brajesh Mishra says that. That's what Brajesh
Mishra says it in the context of what? In the context of the 123 agreement, in the context of
quite right. I'm saying it in the same context. Now you can't have... If the government come and say, Yashwant Sinha, L.K. Advani, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, we give you an assurance which in fact Henry Kissinger repeated on this program last week as well, that there is no adverse impact on the Indian nuclear deterrent, then will you say, okay, we're reassured?
What kind of assurance? What kind of assurance, Karan? If their legislation flies in the face of such an assurance, will that assurance have any credibility?
Well, Brajesh Mishra thinks it could. Brajesh Mishra thinks it could.
You quoted one line from Brajesh Mishra. Brajesh Mishra has said it in the context of the Hyde Act. He has said it in the context of the 123 agreement.
But he said it last week.
No, all right. But unless, therefore, the Hyde Act is amended, the 123 agreement is changed, we will not be able to ensure this.
Let me put it like this. So far, the government hasn't made a direct appeal to the BJP. But if the Prime Minister Sonia Gandhi were to call on Atal Bihari Vajpayee or L.K. Advani and say, please support the deal in the wider national interest, would you respond positively to such an overture?
This is a suggestion coming from you. It has not come from the government.
It's still a valid suggestion.
No. Let me say that the basic mistake which this government has made in promoting the deal is that they have not taken political parties, even in parliament, into confidence.
That's in the past, but if now they were to make an appeal to the BJP...
It's a done deal. It's a done deal.
Not quite a done deal as yet.
It is. The Americans have said we are not...
That's the problem.
No, the Americans have said clearly we are not going to renegotiate.
Let me repeat my point. If Sonia Gandhi and Manmohan Singh were to come knocking on Mr. Vajpayee and Mr. Advani's door and say, in the wider national interest, please support the deal, would you react positively?
We will tell them what our reservations are, as we have told them in the past, and tell them that they should take care of those reservations and renegotiate the agreement.
Let me put it like this. If it were to come to a vote in Parliament, is there a possibility that the BJP may express its reservations in the debate, but when it comes to the voting, abstain?
Sir, the leader of opposition, who is the leader of our parliamentary party, Mr. Advani, has said already that we would prefer a discussion in both houses of parliament, which will result in a vote. We will want a discussion under that
rule. When the voting happens, will you then abstain?
Why should we abstain? If we are demanding a vote, what are we demanding a vote for? To abstain.
It's possible that under persuasion from the Americans, it's possible that under reflection, you may decide to express your reservations,
on the other hand,
find a way of letting the deal go through.
And on the other hand, let me tell you that I have just seen the statement of the CPM, where they are saying that we are not interested in a discussion under
But you're not the CPM. That's why I'm asking this question.
Saying therefore...
Are you ruling out the possibility of an abstention?
No, we are not.
You're not ruling it out?
I am ruling it out completely and forthrightly. There is no question. It is not the responsibility, sir, of the main opposition party to save the government.
Let me then put it like this. Henry Kissinger has made it clear that if the deal fails, it will be a setback for Indo-US relations. Questions will be raised about India's trustworthiness as a strategic partner. And also, he says, that there will be an adverse impact on India's desire to become a permanent member of the Security Council. Are you prepared for all of that just to embarrass Congress and score a few political points?
With all due respect to Mr. Henry Kissinger, sir, and to you, let me say that when the Americans did not sign the Kyoto Protocol, their reputation did not go down.
But this is more fundamental to us than the Kyoto Protocol is to America. It's not an equivalent.
No, it is an equivalent. When they rejected the CTBT, the US Congress, what happened? When they did
America
not vote for the
is large enough and powerful enough to get away with silly mistakes. Is India large enough to get away with a silly mistake?
So ultimately, you are saying that because we are weak, therefore we have no right
not
to protect
our... Not because you're weak, because you're getting an opportunity you may not get again.
I can't accept that line of argument. I'm sorry.
Let me put it like this.
I don't agree with Henry Kissinger at all on this.
Let me put it like this. It's quite possible that in 3-4 years' time, India may end up accepting a similar deal, but one that's offered with less advantageous terms. Would history forgive the BJP if you lose this opportunity?
If we have anything to do with the decision-making process in India, we will never accept such a condition.
So you're implacably opposed?
I am opposed to the deal we have been opposed to the deal from day one.
Let me put a last question to you. Don't accept the deal. Just find a way of letting it go through. Is that beyond you?
What are you suggesting?
Abstain.
No. Why
Express your
abstain?
reservations in your speeches, then abstain.
Mr. Karan Thapar, if we have fundamental opposition to the deal based on the protection of India's national interest, why should we shirk that responsibility? Tell me.
You mean you see it as your duty to oppose the deal?
Of course it is.
Even if people say it's against India's interest?
In its present form, it is our duty to oppose the deal because...
Okay.
Let me give you one more argument.
You've told me, don't give me one more argument.
No.
I want to stop there because you've explained
you have given
the position.
so much store to our Indo-US relations. This is precisely my point. Indo-US relations will be completely ruined, our bilateral relationship, if the deal goes.
You seem to be turning logic on its head, but let's leave it there. I want to come back and talk to you about Karnataka.
Okay.
How do you justify what your party is about to do? That's in a moment. See you after the break. Welcome back to Devil's Advocate and an interview with Yashwant Sinha, now speaking as the BJP Vice President in charge of Karnataka. Mr. Sinha, I want to talk about the BJP's morality. A month ago, when the JDS refused to transfer power in Karnataka, they effectively kicked you in the teeth. You publicly said it was a betrayal, you called it an insult. Today, you're embracing them again. Doesn't the BJP have any shame or pride?
You are quite right in saying that when they refused to abide by the agreement which was arrived at 20 months ago, we said it was betrayal and we withdrew support from the
So what's changed?
Kumaraswamy government, and President's rule was imposed. Then JDS came to us and they said, we are prepared to support you.
Can I interrupt? Before they came to you, they tried to get into bed with Congress. How can you trust a party that is so unloyal, that is so uncaring about its own principles? You're going to bed with them after they've kicked you in the teeth once.
Karan, I don't know how well you understand politics. DMK was a partner of the NDA. Just before the elections, we parted company. Now they are firmly in the Congress saddle. You are aware of the whole history of DMK.
But you're a
Congress.
Party with a difference, not the DMK and the JDS. This difference is missing in your behavior.
Okay, but party with a difference does not mean that when power comes knocking at your door, you say, no, we will not accept power. Is there any political party anywhere in the world which will say this?
Yes.
No.
Let me put you. Power hasn't come knocking on your door. Deva Gowda is laying down 12 conditions. He's virtually binding Yediyurappa to be an ineffective chief minister. Power is coming on JDS terms. Instead of refusing it, you're lapping it up.
No, the moment at this point of time, the whole question is the governor under instructions from the government of India going to...
No, that's not the question. The question is, why is the BJP going back on its pride? Why is it going back on its
principles? Because JDS
You've been kicked in the teeth and now you're saying, kick me again.
I mean, you can use whatever expression you want, but it is completely unrealistic on your part to think like this. JDS came to us, said we are prepared to support you. We have accepted that offer. It was an unconditional offer. They went to the governor.
Deva Gowda is laying down 12 conditions.
He is laying it down now. Okay.
So once again, you've got an opportunity back out.
No, why
He's already luring into a trap.
You may not want BJP to come to power anywhere else, anywhere in Karnataka, elsewhere in the country. But that's not our policy.
No, it's not me. I'm actually quoting, and I'm going to quote Yashwant Sinha, 6th October.
Yes,
this is what you said. The moral of the story is that we have to be careful in the future.
Yes.
You're not being careful, you're being
foolhardy.
foolhardy.
Absolutely careful. We, sir, decided to go to the governor to stake our claim when there was a letter addressed to us from the JDS, a state president, saying they were prepared
and
to
now Deva Gowda saying something else. And his original letter, written just 5 days earlier, demanding a dissolution, hasn't even been withdrawn.
What is so funny about it? What is so funny?
It's not funny, it's tragic.
No, it's not tragic. You forget Deva Gowda for a moment.
Forget Karnataka. Is forgetting the difference.
Karnataka for a moment. What is happening to the government of India?
No, forget the government of India. Talk about the BJP, because the BJP is the one that's facing a problem, and I'm talking to the BJP Vice President.
You said high moral standards for the BJP.
You said high moral standards for yourself.
You don't set it for others. So leave it to us. We will decide what is moral.
I'm pointing out that the party with the difference is behaving as if the difference is eliminated.
You are out to prove that we are an amoral or immoral party, and I refuse to accept that charge.
Can you trust that this relationship with the JDS, which you insist upon reforging, will last for even a year?
It should last as long as it is possible for it to last.
Devagowda says it will stop the day the central government stops.
No, I am asking you, has the UPA experiment lasted? Isn't the UPA experiment threatened by their own coalition?
So the party with the difference is no better than the UPA now?
No, party with a difference, you keep flinging that in our face and say, stay out of power because you are a party with
Let me then raise one other example.
That is not acceptable.
Let me raise one other example very quickly of the BJP casting all morality to the winds. Earlier in October, the whole country heard grievous self-incriminating evidence of heinous crimes committed in Gujarat. Yet your government hasn't acted against them. 10 days have passed, you haven't even investigated. Why?
No, because for the simple reason that it is already under investigation by a commission of inquiry. And who will investigate?
Not everything's under investigation by the commission of inquiry. Some of the evidence that came to the forefront in Tehelka is new.
Okay, so let them place it before the commission of inquiry.
Let me put this to you.
What is the purpose of doing it so many years after the riots took place and suddenly before the elections?
It is just because time has passed, is justice to be ignored?
No, it is completely political.
Let me quote to you what the Chief Justice of India in September 2003 said directly to the Chief Minister of Gujarat. Your Raj Dharma is to punish offenders and bring the guilty to book. And then he added, if you can't, you quit. What's happened to Narendra Modi's Raj Dharma?
Narendra Modi is fulfilling his Raj Dharma. He is bringing to book.
By turning silent and by ignoring offences, by not even investigating?
There are so many people who have just been convicted and sentenced to various prison terms and etc.
Can I quote to you what Narendra...
No,
let me quote Narendra Modi. Narendra Modi, on the 28th of February...
It is immoral.
I started by saying it's an example of scattering morality to the winds. You're right.
No, you seem to come determined to prove that BJP is an immoral party. Look at what we are doing in Karnataka. Look what we are doing in Gujarat.
Let me quote to you Narendra Modi speaking on the 28th of February 2002, hours after Godhra happened. I want to assure the people that Gujarat shall not tolerate any such incident. The culprits will get full punishment for their sins. Not only this, he added, we will set an example that nobody, not even in his dreams, thinks of committing a heinous crime like that.
Yeah.
Today, after the Tehelka revelations, he's silent, he's not acting, and worse still, he's saying he's waiting for the people to judge him in the elections. It seems you have one response to Hindu deaths and another to Muslim deaths.
What is the Tehelka operation?
It's a revelation. People have self...
It is a sting operation.
But they still incriminated themselves.
We know what happens to a sting operation. What kind of sting operations? Do you still believe in sting operations?
You mean to say Tehelka's lying?
Tehelka, there has been a case filed by one of the lawyers.
The people themselves are boasting of what they've done. At least investigate and establish if it's true.
There is a commission of inquiry. Let them go to the
government has a duty. The police have a duty. Justice flows from the chief minister.
The people have no responsibility. Those who 1 month before the election come out with revelation.
Are you shirking your responsibility?
No, we are not shirking we are fulfilling our responsibility. We are putting all facts before the commission of inquiry so that it can come out with the truth.
What happened to the party with the difference?
Have the patience to wait for the...
What happened to the party with the difference?
The party with a difference continues to be a party with a difference.
The difference being that morality doesn't count.
Morality counts for a great deal.
The pursuit of power in Karnataka, the retention of power in Gujarat at all costs.
But let me make it very clear, the BJP is not going to shirk responsibility, it is not going to shirk power, it's not going to reject power because we are party with...
But they won't do anything that will embarrass itself, they won't do anything that will deny
power. This is
power.
the line of argument that you're pursuing, that we must be so moral as to say no to power, then I'm sorry, I don't agree with you.
So there are limits to your morality?
No, politics is the art of possible and we'll do whatever is possible.
It seems
we are in politics for what? We are in politics.
It seems to me politics is the art of avoiding moral responsibility.
No, it is not.
Politics is the art of acquiring power at any cost.
Let me tell you,
keeping it at any cost.
Much more moral, much more idealistic, much more correct.
After Karnataka, after Gujarat?
Most political parties...
After Karnataka,
no,
after
you
Gujarat?
apply the same as, you're not applying the same standards to the other.
So in which case you apply the same standard to the same as them?
By that logic, the UPA should have quit long ago as soon as the differences between them and the left came.
All right, Mr. Sinha, I'll leave you with the last word. A pleasure.